This is Robert Anton, robertanton.com. I'll see you on my Robert Anton Vlogs channel tomorrow for the elimination. Hey fam, what's up, what's up, what's up? This is Robert Anton here, robertanton.com, coming to you with your no frills, the voice commentary from a singer. Tonight was such a good show for me. Did you enjoy it? Please let me know down in the comments who are your favorites, who you think should go home. There's going to be a bottom 3. Hold on a minute, let me tell you. Tonight, the voice top 10 go head to head, competing for a spot in the top 8. Yes, tomorrow 2 will be going home. It'll probably be 3 in the bottom 3, but 2 will be going home. Adam Levine performs tonight with Maroon 5. And we started out with TeamAdam's Billie Gilmore. He did Anyway by Martina McBride. And they played a lot of those big notes in rehearsal, and he sounded really amazing. On stage, of course, we started off small, and he had some good emotion going in the eyes with a tight close-up, a little, misty eye going on. I love the orchestra look with all the strings and the lights behind him. His high, long, hell notes are so amazing, but he also has a very nice tone in his chest voice on this. Another masterful vocal and stellar performance. All the coaches stood for him. Miley called him maybe the winner of The Voice. Next we had TeamBlake with Courtney Harrell. She did If I Could Turn Back Time by Cher, and she came on strong with this in her black leather outfit. A few of the notes in the song seemed just a little low for her, but she was really delivering this lyric from a personal level. The rocker chick was believable with her, and she wailed away on some of those high notes really nicely. This wasn't the perfect vocal, but a very spirited and connected performance. After the key change, her voice became a little thinner and lost some of its appeal, but this wasn't bad at all. Miley and Blake both stood for her. TeamAdam was up next with Josh Gallagher. He did Real Good Man by Tim McGraw, and I love the groove they set on this, and the drummer got to show off just a little bit, but at the top he was like twirling his stuff and doing his thing. Josh played his electric and was delivering this lyric very clearly with some cockiness, as Adam had advised him to do in rehearsal. The guitar and violin duet was a nice touch, and he eased back into that lyric right afterwards like a weasel sneaking into a hen house. I didn't believe him being a bad boy because he looked so innocent and so sweet, but he convinced me with this lyric by the end. Then TeamMiley had Aaron Gibson do Rocket Man by Elton John, and Miley was arranging the song during rehearsals and really showing, what she knows musically. She was like, oh, can you drop this? How can you bring this? Can you do this? And can we have, I was like, go ahead on, Miley, do your thing. Don't sleep on Miley now. She knows what she is doing. I'm glad that Aaron decided to do something a little more bright and familiar, and happy to see that he put his own spin on it musically. I like the way it laid in the groove and let his vocals still ride, though at times the highs in the band covered his deeper, more gravelly sound a bit. He finessed those top notes into falsetto seamlessly, but there were also times in the verse where he seemed to lose the melody. It seemed like maybe he didn't want to go that high as it went or something, and he kind of just petered out. This sounded okay, but I wish he would have seemed to be enjoying himself. It's a more happier, little bit of fun, whimsical song, and he was still looking very dark and stuff throughout the performance. If you like me being whimsical, please thumb up the commentary and let me know that you are here, that you're watching, that you're enjoying it. It keeps me motivated and lets other people know that we are also over here discussing The Voice. So thank you guys so much for your thumbs and for your interactions and for your comments. Comment. Let me know what you think down in the comments. Thanks so much. Next, we had a Maroon 5 performance. They did their new single, Don't Wanna Know. And I have to admit that I didn't really like this song when I first heard it, because I heard it in some of the concert versions before they released it on YouTube. And I was kind of like, and I wasn't really liking that. But it has really grown on me. I like the palm trees in the background and Adam in his ripped jeans, cardigan, and scruffy beard. Very relaxed and laid back. He has seemed subdued lately, maybe due to a new baby, but he was very engaging for this performance, dragging the mic stand around and really singing to the audience. That almost scatting at the end was nice too. I enjoyed this performance. TeamAlicia was up next with Christian Cuevas. He did Million Reasons by Lady Gaga. I love this song. For the first time I heard it and did a cover of it. I think I'll link it for you somewhere if you want to check it out. This is a big vocal, and Alicia advised him to sing some of the bigger notes in his head voice while they were in rehearsal. Now I'm loving their use of the strings this week, and Christian came in handling the lyric with tenderness and sincerity. He faked us out on the first high note and kind of just went lower and did a little something, but it was a nice feeling with the lower note. When he did hit the big note, it really seemed effortless, and he immediately followed it by even even going higher on the next part. I loved how he got so emotional when most of the band dropped out. He looked like he was about to cry, but he held it in and just got more fierce to make it through to the end. He really connected well to this lyric and internalized it. You could just see that he felt it on a personal level. It was such a moving performance. Then TeamBlake had Allsup do Missing You by John Waite. And I think The Voice looked at my cover channel to pick songs this week. This is the second one already. Or is it just a coincidence? Of course. You tell me anything. I like the flutter in his voice as he started this out. The verses I felt could have been a little more soft and personal. And then I felt like he lost some of the subtext in the chorus, but he seemed to catch it better the second time around, gave it a little more fierceness, a little more longing. This vocal was pretty good, but was missing some of the emotional beats in the song for me. The denial and the longing just weren't consistent until like he was wailing away. Then you kind of felt like, oh, like he really felt this. But in the verses, it was kind of like, oh, well. And then in between, sometimes, it bothers me sometimes when people don't perform in between the lines. So sometimes in between the lines, he would be singing something, he'd be all into it, then he'd just kind of drop it and he'd be kind of walking around, maybe smiling or something. Then he'd get back into it and he'd bring back the emotion. You're supposed to feel the song and fill out those empty spaces, and he just wasn't doing that for me. TeamAlicia was up next with Waite McDonald. Oh my God, she did God Bless the Child by Billie Holiday. I wasn't really loving this song choice for such a young current girl, but I was loving when Alicia was singing it to her in rehearsal. She sounded so good. I was like, go ahead and sing, Alicia. Alicia said she was thinking about the opera side of Waite's voice and had her do a little of that in rehearsal too. So on stage, Waite started this out talking, and there was massive smoke and fog on the stage. I was only hearing the piano as she started singing, and it felt really good, and her talking kind of gave the performance a theatrical bent. She has so much stage presence and personality though that it just seems like she could do just about anything up there and have my full attention and support. The call and response to me was a little addition that was a little corny, but I love the way she brought it back in and then ended with the opera diva sound, and it all tied in really well. The performance was so much than the sum of its parts. I wasn't crazy about this, the call and response. I was like, that was good. But as you put everything together, the talking, the singing, the call and response, and doing the opera bit, it really came together. Like the old saying, the whole was better than the sum of its parts. And I really ended up enjoying this performance. And next we had TeamAdam with Fletcher doing True Colors by Cyndi Lauper. I gotta say, I am really loving the instrumental features tonight. The strings and the horns and all this different stuff. And they're really putting when he was doing the drum solo, very, very nice, very, very interesting, and it adds just another layer to the performances. The alto sax was beautiful on this. It was a beautiful addition and gave a smooth balance to Brendan's gruff voice. He did come off pretty vulnerable in this performance and seemed to be holding onto that mic and mic stand for dear life. Introspective to the point where like he had to force a smile here and there and acknowledge the audience quickly in places. By the end, he had made peace with the song. Miley and Adam stood for him, and I want to listen to this a few more times. Let me know what you thought of it down in the comments. Then we had TeamBlake with Sundance. He did Me and Jesus by Tom T. Hall. And as this started out, I felt like I was at an old country revival, and I was just fine with that too. Sundance has a tone that just pierces through all the sound in the band. There was so much going on, the banjo and the guitar and this and that and the other, but his voice just pierced through all of that and was front and center, and the twang that screams country boy is belied by that soul sound that comes out of him. I love them big notes after the acapella and then launching into the hand clapping, foot stomping, shoulder bopping, fast and tempo. I was like, all right, I can go and shout to this. Yes, I can shout to this. All the coaches stood for him, and I really had a good time with this song. He really did his thing. And in the pimp spot, we had TeamMiley with Caldwell. She did Without You by Nilsson, and they really had the fog working for this episode. So many different performances, and for this one, it just covered the whole stage as Ali started out. Her opening was a little tepid, and she seemed unsure of a few of the notes, but she emoted through it all and got to the chorus respectably. And then her voice really soared with so much grace and power. She seemed more comfortable on the second verse and played with the melody before launching into some huge high notes. That train on that dress, though, had me stupefied. When they came out and showed the full stage, I was like, it just goes on on and on and on and on. Lord, it went on forever. The last note was no joke on this, and she really dropped that jaw and laid back and just let it out. I was like, go ahead, all girl. Man, she is brave. All the coaches stood for her. And Carson said it was a 60-foot train. Whew. So that was the end of the performances for the night. Please let me know who were your favorites down in the comments. Also, let me know if you stuck around. It looks like tomorrow there will be a bottom 3 and 2 will be going home. So we'll be at the semifinals. Oh, it's going by so fast. Oh my God. Can you predict the winner already? If you think you can, let me know down in the comments. This is Robert Anton, RobertAnton.com. I'll see you on my Robert Anton Vlogs channel tomorrow for the elimination. I'm out.